Hello everyone, in this video we will study the chapter 14 of class 3rd mathematics, that is rupees and paise. So as the name suggests, this chapter is completely about currency. Now first, in the beginning of the chapter we will know how to make a paisa purse. So basically there are steps listed over here which we need to follow. So take a sheet of paper and fold it into two different parts. Then fold the two corners A and B to meet at the dotted line given here. Now the sheet will look like this. Fold the top part of the sheet backwards so that the back of the sheet looks like this and the front looks like this. Place the front side of the sheet up and fold the edges CD and EF to meet at the dotted lines. So it will look like this finally, and then fold down the top along with the dotted line so that the figure looks like this. Fold the back flap down and the money purse is finally ready. So you have collected lots of coins. If you have, you can now save it in this money purse. Now let us begin with the chapter. It says money for our purse. Collect different coins, keep a coin on flat table and place a paper on it. Now with one hand hold the paper tight, rub the tip of the pencil over the paper softly and trace the coin. Slowly the face of the coin will appear on the sheet. Cut out the traced point and keep it in your money purse. Now make notes by cutting paper and writing the value of notes on each like this. So this is how you can collect the money for your money purse. Then we have a money game to play which says use notes and coins to show the following amounts of money. You can also keep some money in the purse you made. So 26 rupees. For 26 rupees we will take a 20 rupee note, a 5 rupee note and a 1 rupee coin. This will make 26 rupees. For 4 rupees 75 paise you need to do the similar things, like for 4 rupees you can simply take 2 rupee coins and 75 paise you need to take paise for it, which are not being used in the country now. Then you have 78 rupees. For 78 rupees you can take a 50 rupee note. Let's break 70 plus 8. So for 8 you can simply take a 5 rupee note as well as a 2 rupee coin and a 1 rupee coin. For 70 you can take a 50 rupee note along with a 20 rupee note, which will make 78 in all. So this is how you need to do this for all the amounts of money given in your textbook. Then we have write the amounts of money shown in the notes and the coins. So now what we need to do is we need to look at the notes and currencies given here and we need to tell how much amount are they representing. So for the first one we can see it's 76 rupees because it's 50 rupee note, a 20 rupee note, a 5 rupee note and a 1 rupee coin. That total makes 76 rupees. But we have 75 paise also. For the second one we have 35 rupees and 75 paise. So with this you need to do the same thing with all the amounts given over there. Then we go for shopping. Now it says you can visit the self-service store. The amounts and the prices of different items are given to you. Now without using a pen or a pencil, find the cost of one ball and one toy car. So when we say one ball and one toy car, so a ball is of rupees 7 and a toy car is of rupees 15. So 15 plus 7, it will give you 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and 22. So 22 will be the final answer. When we say one notebook and two pencils. So the notebook is of rupees 5 while the pencil is of rupees 2.5. When we say two pencils, 2.5 plus 2.5 will make rupees 5 and the notebook is of rupees 5 only. So the total amount will be rupees 10. 2 bananas and a glass of milk. Now bananas is 1.5 rupee. 2 bananas will make 3 rupees while a glass of milk. How much is the cost of a glass of milk? So you need to add rupees 3.5 to it, that will make rupees 6.5. So this is how you need to do the other calculations as well. Then you need to find out the total cost of one toy giraffe, one copy and one glass of lemon juice. So again adding the three costs together we get rupees 14.5. So this is how you need to complete the calculations. Then you say what can you buy if you have a 20 rupee note. So if we have a 20 rupee note, we can buy one toy car as well as 2 pencils or 2 giraffe and 2 glasses of lemon juice. So all these calculations are completely based on the amounts given of the different items as well as when we are adding or subtracting them. So now what we need to do is we need to prepare a cash memo, that is kind of a bill. So you write the item, you write the quantity you purchased, the price, and then we add it to become a total. So before this, Monu has prepared the cash memos for us, but there is some error in the cash memo and thus we need to correct it. So for this, what we need to do is we need to answer and add the following questions. Now 12 plus 12.5 plus 13, it will give you 12.5, thus 50 paise will remain the constant. The rest will make out to be 25, so it's 25.5. The next will be 55.5 plus 14. So 0.5 will remain the constant, 5 plus 4 will give you 9, while 5 plus 1 will give you 6. So the answer will be 69.50. Similarly, you need to do the rest of the questions. Then we have the subtraction. So you need to subtract 11.5 from 25.5. So 0.5 goes away. We're left with 5 minus 1, which is 4, and 2 minus 1, which is 4 again. So that is 14. Now you need to do the other two questions on your own. Then we have, if you have 30 rupees with you, find out how much money will be left after buying the following items. So one ball is equals to rupees 7, one doll is equals to rupees 8, and one toy giraffe is rupees 6.5. When we talk about the total amount, it's rupees 21.5. Thus the money left will be 30 minus 21.5, which will give you 8.5. You need to do the further questions on your own to clear your concepts. After this, you have different practice time questions with the same concepts which you need to do in your notebook and practice these questions to improve your knowledge about this. Then what you need to do is you have a Mumbai news, children freed from factory. It says 10 young children working in a Bangalore factory were set free today. A news reporter and the police found them in a sad condition. The factory made the children work very hard. It paid them only rupees 80 a day. The children were happy to go back to their homes in their villages. They will go to a special school so that they can learn to study like other children of their age. By making children work, the factory tries to save money and the police will now take action. So we just now studied about child labor, which is something very wrong. In our country, every child has the right to study. So if you see any child nearby you who is not studying and doing such works, raise your voice against it, tell your parents to do so and free the child from doing that work and help him or her study. So we have, let us see how much money the factory tries to save. So money one old worker should get is rupees 513 a day, and money one child is paid is rupees 80 a day. So on one person, the factory saves 513 minus 80 because we need to find the difference between 530 and 80. That is 433 a day. So on 10%, the factory will find 433 into 10, which will give you 4,330. Now, you also need to find the areas in your shops or factories where children are made to work and raise your voice against it. Then again, there is a train journey given and some distances between different stations are given. You need to do the additions as well as the subtractions and find the costs of the tickets as well as the distances between the stations. Suppose I do one for you. So the table, first question is from Newmal to Guwahati, what is the distance? So from Newmal to Guwahati, distance from New Jagalpuri, right? So from Newmal to Guwahati, we need to calculate the distance. For this, what we will do is 495 kilometers minus 47 kilometers, which will be 438 kilometers. And then the next thing is find the cost of the tickets. So if Bhupen is travelling from New Jagalpuri to Aligarh, what is the cost of his ticket? So he will be paying rupees 28 for the ticket, and this you can answer by looking at the table. So in the similar way, you need to do the rest of the questions. Then you have a page to cut out which has tangrams as well as patterns and currencies, like everything and all the things we studied in your maths textbook. So you can cut out the page and do all the activities. With this we have concluded the chapter, that is the final chapter of class 3rd mathematics. I hope all the concepts told to you are clear. Practice as many questions of each topic you can and all the practice time of your textbooks so that you never forget these concepts. With this we are done with the maths of class 3rd. Good luck, that's all. Thank you.